In today's video, I'm going to show you how to do lip syncing for your 2D animation, so stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Eon and welcome to my Start Animating YouTube channel, the channel that is specifically aimed at everyone that is new to animation. And if that is you, welcome, you are at the right place. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also click on that little notification bell so that you can get notified every week when I upload a brand new video. And if you're new to animation and you don't know what you're going to need, well, I compiled the the complete animation guide. So in this guide, I list all the 2D animation software, 3D animation software, as well as other software like script writing, storyboarding, as well as drawing tablets, recommendations with links so you can go check out all of them, get all the information, the specs, the prices, and that way you know what you're going to need and you can also see what will best suit your needs. So if you want that list, in the description box below there's a link. Just click there and I will send that guide to you. Now today we are going to look at lip syncing. Now I got this message and she actually asked for a lot of things in this message. She said, please show us how to make a character animated or talk, and after a while another character animated or talk, how to synchronize the two characters, and also how to change scene after a while. So there's a lot of things she's asking now. How to make a character animate. I did a video last week on how to make a character jump. Now the principles I've showed there with the blocking, timing, etc. will basically answer that. So if you want to know how to animate your characters, I'll put a link right up here so that you can check that out. But today I'm going to focus um, on making your character talk, basically lip syncing. Now, if you have two characters, you basically follow the exact same thing. So what you do is you need to create an animatic first. Because without an animatic, that is your foundation of your animation. Basically, you animate on top of your animatic. Okay, so once you have created your animatic, and if you guys want me to do a video explaining how to create an animatic, let me know in the comments, and then I know in the future I can do one. But basically, what you do is once your animatic is done, you export the audio because the animatic has already solved the timing, especially when it comes to dialogue as well. With two characters or more talking to each other, you've done your timing between the dialogue, between the two characters. And now what you do is you export the audio. Okay, and then you import the audio, that audio clip, into your animation software, and then you animate on top of that. And so today I'm going to show you just quickly how to do that inside Cartoon Animator. But before I get to showing you how to do it inside Cartoon Animator, I think it's very important just to let you guys know there are two types of animations when it comes to lip syncing. The one is more commonly used amongst majority of the animation software, and that is when the mouth deforms or transform from one mouth position to a next. So for example, your character might have a normal mouth like this, and then when he smiles, it slowly, or depends on the timing that you adjust it to, but it will morph or transform into the next one. So this is a smiling, and then it will morph back. Or if you want your character to talk, basically the mouth will go down and up. So it moves from the one mouth position to the next. It transforms from the one to the next. So that is the one way and the most common way of animating mouth, lip syncing, mouth movements, etc. Is with this. So it also depends on how it is rigged, and this method is also used in 3D animation as well. The other way, and that is how Cartoon Animator works, is it works with sprites. Okay, so basically what you do is on the timeline, let me just quickly show you inside Cartoon Animator here. I've got a character, and so let me open up the sprite editor and I go to the mouth, And here you can see there are different mouth sprites for everything. So if I want the character to talk, I go to a specific place on the timeline and I change it. And then it will stay on that because every sprite is an image. It is not something that morphs, it is an image. And so let's say there it will change to that. And so what happens is it swaps the images around based on your timeline. Okay, so if I drag this cursor there, it changed and it changed. So it's not morphing or transforming from this position to this position. It swaps, it changes. So there's no transition. It is just a swap of a image. And so those are the two basic ways of doing lip syncing. So you've got your sprite editing, which works on images that you just change on your timeline. And then you've got the transform or morph way where your mouth is basically rigged and then it moves from the one position to the next smoothly. And it gives you a lot more realistic mouth movements. Okay. So if you're going to do with a morph or transform way, you do this with software like Moho, um, Toon Boom, all the 3D animation. You do it with in that way. So basically, how you want to animate that is you want to take your phone. You want to take your phone, film yourself saying that line, and then you basically mimic your mouth movements and you block that in and then you do your timing, etc. Because what happens is your mouth doesn't move according to the sound that it makes when you talk. Okay. So let's say, for example, I'm going to say, yeah. Okay. So the only thing that you saw was my mouth move and my jaw move. So, yeah, that's basically all you see. But the sound is actually two sounds. Yeah. So it is ye, yeah, and there's a movement. But so if you're going to do sprite editing, you're probably going to do both two mouth yeah. You're going to have two. But with the morph, it's only that one movement. So your mouth doesn't always move according to the dialogue, the written dialogue, and all the sounds you think it's going to make. So it's very important to, if you want realistic mouth lip syncing, take your phone, say that line, and see how your mouth moves, because your mouth doesn't always move in a certain way. Based according to the dialogue. Okay, with sprite editing, I believe it is different. Because you work with images, if you are only going to add in the images based on your physical mouth movement, it's going to become very blocky. Let me show you an example. So let's say you want your character to say something and you're only going to base it on your physical mouth movement. So basically, let's say, yeah. Okay. So it's just, yeah. So there's only closed and open. Okay. So it's closed and there, yeah. And then after a while, he closes his mouth because if you're going to, if I'm going to press play, you're going to see it doesn't look natural. Okay, so let's just make it longer. That really looks unnatural. Okay, so what I do with sprite editing is I really look at every sound that you are making, and then I will add a sprite onto that sound exactly where that sound happens. Okay, so let's delete this and let's go to what this character is saying as he's talking. So what, remember I said you import your audio from your Animatic into your software. Here I have done so. So there is the audio. So if I press play quickly, Okay, so this story gets me excited every time. So let's quickly do that part. Okay, so what I do is I listen very carefully to the sound, and when that sound starts on the timeline where that sound starts, I am going to add a mouth sprite that fits that sound. So let's drag it quickly and we see. So this is how I do it. I drag it frame by frame and I listen to when that sound starts. Okay. So I drag it. There I can hear something's happening. So the first word, sound is making is for this. So I will take that. There you can hear the. So the second sound is coming out. Okay. And so I will do that sprite. And then I drag it to listen to the next sound coming out. There I can hear the S from this is starting. So then I can use that one. Okay, so now I listen again. You can still hear the S. There it sounds change. So it's story. So this O. So there's the next one. O. So I change it and then drag it. There I can hear the R from story. So I change it. So when you hear the sound change on that keyframe, you change your mouth sprite. Okay, so let's go further. There it changes from R to E. Okay, so there, and I change it. There I can hear K, there. And then it changes to gets. So I need to, there it changes, gets, and then let's drag. There it changes to me, and there you can hear the E, me. So if I just quickly play this for you, now you'll see there's a lot of sprite movements. And for me, this is my personal taste. It looks a lot more realistic than just having the mouth sprite based on how your mouth really moves, because then you're gonna have half of the sprites, and it's gonna be very blocky. Okay, your mouth is going to be very blocky, and the more sprites there is, it just feels for me the mouth moves a lot more and it doesn't feel blocky to me. It looks, for me, with sprite editing, this looks a lot more realistic. And so let's just finish this sentence. So it's me. For X. There you can hear it changes again. So exactly on the frame where you hear the change, you change the sprite to the mouth position best suited for that sound. And that's basically how I do it. There's I, so from R, E for excited. So we don't talk excited. We don't use our mouth like they're excited. You see, there's only about 3 mouth positions. But with this, there's a lot more. But I don't want it to be very blocky. I want it to be a bit more realistic. So I may add a mouth sprite for every single sound he makes. They change to T, excite. Is a R sound that he makes. So just have it play it through. The story gets me excited. There's a so I can add that. There's a R sound again. E, every. There I can hear the T. R, E. Okay, so if I press play, we did the lip syncing for that sentence, and the story gets me excited. It looks a lot more realistic to have as many keyframes on the right time on the timeline than just have the specific ones of how your mouth actually moves. So this is how I do my lip syncing inside Cartoon Animator when it comes to sprite editing. Now again, a lot of other softwares will don't use sprite editing. They will use the morph or the transform way. And again, that way you don't want to edit like this or animate or do your lip syncing like this, because then your mouth is, because it shows the movement, your mouth is gonna look so busy and it's gonna look unnatural. So that's why I say you take your phone and you record, make a video recording of yourself saying that line, and then you animate and see how your mouth moves with every when he's saying that line, and then you animate it that way, and that's how excuse me, that's how you're going to get a realistic look um, for your lip syncing when it comes to the morph or the transform way. When it comes to sprite editing, this is how I do it. This, it looks, for me, it looks more realistic and it looks better the more sprites you use. So guys, that is it. Let me know if there's any questions you have. The past few weeks I've basically done videos where I answer questions you guys have, and I really love doing that. If you have more questions, feel free to join my my community, the Start Animating community. I'll put a link in the description. There's 3 different tiers, and every week we do a challenge, and it is just a great way just to get you guys to learn animation with like-minded animators. And unlike Facebook groups, the community, there's no trolls, and everyone there is there for the same reasons. And like I say, we've got challenges and you can ask questions, etc. So again, feel free to join the Start Animating community. The first tier is actually free, so you can actually sign up and see what it's all about, and then you can decide if you want to upgrade or not. So I hope to see you guys inside the community, or else if you just love watching YouTube videos, feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you can get notified every week when I upload new videos. So guys, that is it for me. I will see you guys next week with another video. So God bless and happy animating.